What a great kick.
Oh, and Chad Townsend plays on. Plays to the whistle. Kicks away for Valentine Holmes. Penalty again. Wow. Chad Townsend, brilliant.
Yes, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Town podcast. And today, we've not long finished training. I've got two of the boys in today. Boys, thank you very much for coming on. It gives me great pleasure to announce my guest, Toby Rudolf. Welcome to the show, bros.
Thank you for having me, Chad. It's a pleasure to be here and an honour.
And Blayke Brailey, mate.
Yeah.
Making his debut on the podcast, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
What's been happening, boys? We just finished our day at training. Asked the boys to hang back. And this is the response I got from Toby. So Toby said to me, yep, I'll do it, but you got to give me a free feed. I want to feed. Yep. I had Jack and Braden on a few weeks ago, and there was no dramas there. Just wanted to do a favour for me, but...
Well, they aren't very good businessmen, are they?
Exactly.
And Blayke, you were pretty happy to do us a favour, weren't you?
Yeah, but I was hoping to get a feed. Maybe, I'm a bit light at the moment, so
yeah,
maybe
what are you,
coffee
about
or
82 kilos?
Depends when you ask me before or after the game.
Boys, a great result for us on the weekend against the Gold Coast, up and back in the one day. Blayke, I'll start with you, mate. How's the vibe at the moment around the group?
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely better when you win. Coming into training, everyone was happy. Last game, 40 points was good, but definitely a lot of things to improve on.
And Toby, for us, 40 points in back-to-back games, the first time since 2001. You probably didn't know that, but I saw that on Twitter. So, mate, how have you been? 8 games into your NRL career at the moment. Tell us a bit about how you found it.
Yeah, it's been unreal so far. It's sort of everything I dreamed of and more. And once you sort of play one game, the debut week, I remember talking to you about it actually, and you said it's the best week ever, and it definitely is. I find myself sort of thinking about it sometimes and going home telling the family like, yeah, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for so long. And then 7 games later, it's just sort of everything I wanted it to be. And, just reserve grade was fun. 1-2 comps there, little brag.
little plug.
A little plug.
And 2 club churches.
And 2 club churches.
You tell us all.
Well, you always tell me. I don't really care about it that much. But yeah, now that I've sort of, playing first grade, there's nothing like it. It's just the competitive edge of it all. I love it. I just want more of it.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Well, you are a bit of a late bloomer in the NRL. How old are you now?
Yeah, I'm 24. Is that funny?
Yeah, I think you just got your spot by default. A lot of injuries, so that's how you got called in. So.
Sweet, mad. Yeah, 24 this year.
And yeah, I think it's good. I think the fact that, persistence, like, not all people come into first grade like you.
Yeah, well, actually,
just on the roll out the red carpet. Here you go, son.
Yeah,
just hard work pays off, Chatty. Yeah, old saying. But Toby, speaking to him, you think he'd play in debut when he was 18? How he talks?
Really?
Oh, yeah, ridiculous.
What do you mean?
How
Give me an example.
What?
How do I talk?
Oh, he just talk like he's just carving up. Actually, those 40 points, those 2 games.
Yeah.
Did you score?
Yes, I scored on the weekend.
Okay.
No, you did, didn't you?
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, man. Yes.
But Toby, what is you're 8 games into your career. I know, Blayke, you've played probably nearly a season and a half. But for you, Toby, we talk, I guess, quite regularly about the footy and things like that. And you've mentioned to me that NRL, it's quite hard. But what is it? What you expected coming into first grade this year?
It isn't. It's not. Like I wasn't sure what I was expecting entirely. I knew it was a step up, and it definitely is. It definitely is a step up. But it also isn't sort of just as hard. It is definitely a massive step up and a massive challenge. But what makes it easier is that you're playing with better players.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're playing reserve grade, you don't have the quality of player that will sort of buy time on the ground, like do the little things right, do their jobs right. And playing in an environment where everyone's at a higher level in your team as well, it makes it both easier and harder at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And for you, Blayke, first 40-20 on the weekend, mate, how was it? Been practice. Was that an official 40-20? Did we get confirmation
No,
there?
it actually wasn't.
Don't get the stat line.
No, I don't get the stat line. So, I'm a bit filthy about that. But
Jeez, that hurts.
still got the same result.
Yeah. No, it was a good kick. I know you've been practicing, quite hard with your 40-20s lately. What do you boys think? And I'll start with you, Blayke. Like NRL, it's tough, as you just mentioned there. Toby, it is quite, tough over a long period of time. But for you, what's the hardest thing about playing in the NRL, week in, week out?
I think scoring. Coming from Newtown, we used to put on probably 40 points every week, and some of those tries would just barge over. People just individually just stronger, but just playing NRL, it's just a lot tougher. There's not as much space as you think there is, and I think just week in, week out, it's just big bodies coming at you. They're real strong. Everyone's strong, fast, and at the top of their game. So definitely those things. What
about you, Tobes? Hardest part about playing in the NRL?
I suppose it's just backing up back-to-back performances. You can't be too happy with a game or too sad with one because it's just coming around the next week. The pressure's definitely, it's an absolute pressure cooker more than reserve grade is. You got more eyes on you.
Yeah.
You got a lot more people sort of that care about the result. So just backing it up and sort of staying calm the night before. That's something I'm struggling with at the moment. Just sort of, having that weight in your shoulders of, geez, I'm playing NRL now.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff is definitely something I'm learning to deal with more and more.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. I think the fact that, and it's quite easy to play one good NRL game. Go out there, play a good game, but to back it up week in, week out, year after year, consistently, you got to make your worst game and your best game the difference between those two need to be quite small. But I want to know about the relationship between you two, because if I'm looking here, Blayke, you're quite. I wouldn't say shy, but I'd say quiet. Yep. Look like a schoolboy, pretty boy. And Tobes, love a good chat, love a good yarn, bit of a joke. And you two boys have, become quite close, I guess, over the last 12 months. Bit of a bromance going on, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Why do you get on? What's the go there?
I was thinking about it the other day. I think I don't talk enough. Toby talks way too much, which sort of balances us out.
Yeah, I agree sort of to an extent. I find it weird as well. We're both sort of polar opposites, and they say opposites attract. So it could be a bit of that. I find that sort of, I might be safe to say I bring Blayke a bit out of his shell sometimes.
Yes, you do.
Which I know he enjoys. And I enjoy doing it as well.
We need to see more of it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's slowly coming out. But
more personality.
100%.
Yeah.
He hasn't got much,
No, doesn't say much.
He's got it in stocks. He just needs to get it out. I remember when I was first here, we weren't exactly best mates with that just straight away, like I was with anyone. And I was injured for the first sort of 6 to 9 months, and that was a really rough time. And I had no mates at all. That was good fun. He always tells me every day he didn't like me.
I remember the first time Toby came in, I thought to myself, I would never speak to that guy. He was so out there for me.
I actually remember, and I'll let the listeners know, for people out there who might not know, Toby, you were signed here after an excellent season at Redcliffe, and you done your ACL in the grand final? National final, where the winner of New South Wales Cup plays the winner of Queensland Cup. We'd signed Toby and he'd done his ACL, so knew you were going to miss the whole season. And then you came here to a new team, and you weren't around the full group. Hey, you were doing your own rehab, and it probably took you a full 12 months to really find where you fitted in the group.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. It was I remember I didn't like it here, I'll be honest. Because I wasn't friends with anyone. I was just off training by myself.
Yeah.
My best friend was Dave, the physio. And he's a nerd. He's a good bloke. He's a good bloke, Dave, watching. So it was really tough. But then as soon as I played my first game, I remember I was straight out to Northies with the boys afterwards. And from then on, it was fine. It's just, going to a new club injured is never easy. Going to a new club in general is never easy. But going there when you're not with the team all the time, it's definitely a challenge.
Well, I think, you've gone from that person who's, potentially on the outside of doing their own rehab to doing your rehab, getting back to playing. And now, adding a little bit to the culture of our team with our team song. So tell me a little bit about, obviously we've got our Up Cup Cronulla song, which everyone obviously knows. But over the last few weeks, and something that I've been really enjoying, is the fact about how much fun we've been having in the sheds after a win and after a game. And I want to drive home the point that, we put so much time and effort into winning and training and sacrifices and preparing for games. When we do win, it's time to enjoy it. But tell everyone what we've been doing after a game.
Yeah, so after the game, there's a couple of things. The main thing is, I don't even know how it's happened, but we sing the Up Up Cronulla song, of course, and then straight after that, we go into Don't You Know, Pump It Up, You Got to Pump It Up. Everyone's singing already, see? So that's one thing that starts happening, and then I've also started getting my speaker and playing "Give It Up," Casey and the Sunshine Band, and just dancing around naked after the game.
Which is a great sight.
Yeah, the boys enjoy it. I know they do. They say they hate it, but they love it secretly. So yeah, just those two things. Like I've always sort of done that. Like after a win, you got to enjoy yourself, And, what's the point in sort of playing this team sport with all your friends if you can't enjoy the moments together?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. Now, Blake, you've been playing. Stepped into that 80-minute hooker role now.
80 minutes.
80 minutes. So, mate, talk to me. Last year, obviously, you come on, made your debut, was sharing responsibilities with your brother.
He was better.
Yeah, well, where is he now?
Oh my God.
Jaden's obviously moved on, and we still keep in touch with Jaden. He's one of the best blokes you'll ever meet. But you now playing 80 minutes, is there much of an adjustment there, or your fitness? You could run for days with not even breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
How have you found the 80-minute stints?
I enjoy it. I think it was probably harder playing that 20-minute role because I'd try to fit 80 minutes into the 20 minutes.
Yep.
Whereas this 80, I kind of get my second win, just getting a flow of the game. I actually really enjoy it. I'm on the field. No one really likes to come off that often. So it's good to be playing the whole 80 minutes, and hopefully I can keep doing that.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, Toby, I want to go back to the game before we're in the sheds up on the Gold Coast, and Toby's walking around, got his shorts on, his warm-up shirt, and he's just walking around going, rugby league. Rugby league. How good is it?
Yeah.
Talk to me, mate. What's doing there?
Well, I was telling Blayke and Teague before the game. I remember when I was at Redcliffe and had one of the funnest years of my life. I'd work during the week, and it was not the best job. You'd sort of just be looking forward to the weekend on the Saturday. Saturday'd roll around. It's the middle of winter, 3 PM. It's still warm as, and you just drive into the game with the best mood and smile on your face. And that was sort of what happened on the weekend. Like we were going to the game. It was a 3 o'clock game. We were just driving along the Gold Coast in the beautiful sunny weather. And yeah, I don't know, just thought about we're doing this for a living.
Yeah, just grateful. Hey,
tell me on the bus, you just tap me on the shoulder going, how good is this?
Rugby league.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
my
that.
favourite sport, rugby league. The best ever.
2 words.
2 words.
I remember you just were on an absolute vibe, just smiling, happy.
Yeah,
I love it.
feeling good.
But we flew up to the Goldie and back in the one day. Something that's a little bit different for us this year compared to previous years where we would go the day before, stay in a hotel, maybe even stay the night after a game. How have you both found the same day travel, especially travelling interstate? I'll start with you, Blayke. Has your preparation changed, or you don't mind it?
I don't mind it at all. It's kind of like that ambush mentality, fly in, fly out, just get the job done. I don't really have much of a preparation normally, so I'm easy doing the fly in, fly out. Yeah,
About you, Tobes?
Yeah, it has its pros and cons, really. I don't mind sort of going in, getting the job done, going home, staying in your bed again like it was like you never left.
Yep.
But, one thing I do miss is staying overnight after the game and the celebrations that sometimes ensue afterwards. They are sort of a very good part of rugby league and why I do love the game.
And I'll jump in there because again, are some of the best memories and moments you can have as a team, especially after a win. Like I remember when we played the Cowboys last year, we had a great win up in Townsville, and our whole team was we went out for a few drinks at the pub. We had a bit of banter, a bit of laughter. Like that's stuff that's the best ever, isn't it?
Best ever. That was why Redcliffe for me was the best because even though in New South Wales Cup, when you play, you only have one away trip, which is New Zealand.
Yep.
When you're playing in the Q Cup, you have Mackay, you have PNG, you have Cairns, Rockhampton, all these places. And some of them don't sound that great, but when you're going with your team afterwards at a pub in Mackay, having the best laughs of your lives and everyone's just having a good time, there's nothing better.
Yeah, I love that. All right, boys, I want to talk about the days off. And for people out there who might not understand what our weekly schedule might look like, we train obviously quite regularly, but 2 days before a game, we usually have the day off to rest and recover and get ready for the game. But what does a day off for you look like, Blayke? And before he answers this question, I'm going to let everyone know, because I don't know if he's going to say this, but Blayke sleeps in until about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't
on
have
a day
much
off.
responsibility, so I kind of just lie in bed most of the day. I'm a pretty laid-back person, so yeah, generally I'll get up at 10 o'clock and
Jeez.
You know, I don't really want to admit it, but my mum will probably have my breakfast ready to go. So that's always good. Sometimes she overcooks the toast, but we won't talk about that. And then normally I'll just probably go down the beach, go for a surf, then normally message Toby, see what he's doing.
What about you, Tobes? What's the day off look like for you?
Yeah, I can't sleep even sort of past 7:30 because I've actually worked in my life, unlike Blayke. So I'll sort of get up. I can't really sit at home all day, or else I won't be able to sleep that night. So I'll try and be active. I'll, same with Blayke, go for a surf, see what he's doing. I can't surf that well. I'll take my dog for a walk. I'll just, it's also a bit difficult because you can't really catch up with friends because they're all working normal jobs. Catch up with family, the main sort of thing is get out of the house and just do something active, or else I just won't be able to sleep that night.
Yeah, definitely. And both of these boys, for anyone who, any female listener or male listeners might be listening, both single at the moment, aren't we, boys?
Yeah, Toby's trying to help me push into that direction. So
just come out of your shell.
He asked me a few times, give me your phone, I'll message someone. No. We're chalk and cheese, me and Toby. So.
But yeah, boys, both single. Are we searching, or we're just sort of chilling at the moment?
Oh, look, I'm always looking for love. If anyone out there wants some love, I've got plenty to give. Plenty of it. And Blake's the same. He won't say it, but Blake's at heart is a deep romantic, and he's got some love to give. So ladies out there.
You do. I know that you do. You're a softly spoken young man. Present very well.
Thank you.
A lot of
keep
love
these
to
coming.
give.
Thank you. Actually, I put him an application for The Bachelor. So
yeah. I reckon you could. That would suit you.
Maybe if you had braces first, it'd be sweet. Because your teeth are pretty crooked.
Any rebuttal?
Next question. I don't want to get
any
into
rebuttal.
Okay. I don't get into this.
Got nothing for me.
Nah, look, it's coming, Toby. So.
All right, boys. Next question is around what's your go-to feed after a game? Now, I'll start because for me, and I've said it before in the podcast, it's a time after a game where I can just really eat whatever I want. Feel like I've earned it, especially after a win and playing well. And I usually go to Macca's, large Big Mac meal with 6 nuggets, sweet and sour sauce, and I always have ice cream after a game. Don't really eat ice cream throughout the week, or wouldn't eat Macca's throughout the week, but after a game, for me, that's my go-to. And I love ice cream, but I only have it once a week. How about you, Blayke? You just eat whatever you want, whenever you want.
Pretty much.
Because your metabolism is just lightning.
Yeah, I seem to eat Macca's 7 days a week and lose weight. I don't know how it works, but normally I'll be getting a Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
Definitely a McFlurry.
Yep.
Actually, this might sound weird. I put some weird combinations together.
Yes.
Get a McFlurry, put a hash brown in it.
What?
It's telling you, it's like a fried ice cream.
Jesus.
That's why your teeth are crooked, because you do weird shit like
it's
that.
good. It is good.
Gross.
But before you go, Toby, I wanted to just let people know. So we do team lunches together, and there was one time where we had a big nice feast out there, and I walk up and I'm getting my lunch, and Blake's there and he's dishing his plate, and he's put white rice and gravy, and that's it. That's all he's eating. I found that extremely weird, but
it's not sweet.
What's your go-to feed, Tobes? Talk to me.
I'm Macca's as well.
After a game, yeah.
I'm Macca's as well. I'm a 10-piece chicken McNugget meal, large.
Yeah.
A vanilla thick shake for the drink.
Yep.
2 cheeseburgers, 2 hash browns, apple pie.
Boys, we spoke about the hardest thing about playing in the NRL before, but I want to know what you enjoy most about this lifestyle, the life we live, from any aspect, whether it's playing, whether it's the boys, the relationships, the banter, the money. What are you thinking, Blayke? What's the best thing about playing in the NRL?
I'll definitely have to say the dressing sheds at training before the game. A lot of jokes, stories, a lot of energy in there. They're probably definitely, and obviously playing as well.
Yeah. What about you, Tobes?
Probably all of the above what you said. The life we live is insane, and I won't say I appreciate it more than anyone, because I know we all do.
Yeah.
But I've had jobs since I was 13 and working full time since I was 18, and
Me too.
you have not worked a day in your life. So doing that and then doing this, having a day off here and there. I remember back in the day, I used to sort of on a Monday rock up to work, go. I've got 5 days to go to the weekend.
Yep.
Now I've training. We've got training today. We've got training tomorrow. I'm like, oh my god, I've got 2 days of training in a row. How hard is that? But really, the life we live, like Blake, the same. The shed sort of chat we have is the best ever.
Yeah.
yeah, playing in front of a crowd, the adrenaline rush is like nothing I've ever experienced. So
Definitely.
I always tell people, I wish I could have a GoPro.
Yeah.
When you first run out and just it's ridiculous. To
Definitely. And that's, I guess, one thing that I really missed when the season was suspended and we're all at home, in isolation or whatever. I really miss like the banter in the sheds, even at training, going for coffee with the boys, because like we spend so much time together, like we spend more time with each other than our families, but you build that bond, that friendship, and then, we can pretty much, like, think about the amount of stuff that we would talk about throughout a whole year. What, range of topics from football to surfing to money,
first sight to
to
everything.
TV shows,
everything, every topic you can think of.
But boys, you said to me before we started recording that you might have had a question for me. So Tobes, I've opened the floor. Have you got any questions for me?
Yeah, I do actually. I just sort of a bit impressed with this whole setup.
Oh, you like it?
I do like it. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I was expecting far worse. It's pretty smooth, but. So I'm just wondering sort of how you got into all this sort of stuff and where the sort of drive came for this, because like my hobbies are surfing and guitar. I don't really have any hobbies like this. So where did it all start for you?
For me, I've always been pretty keen on doing a bit of media work, but I got a spot on TV last year fortnightly, and then last off season, I was like, I wanted to start a podcast, and I was like, stuff it, I'm just going to do it right now. So I researched all online, all this equipment, and then I was like, what am I going to call it? Talk of the town. The last name's Townsend, and then
arrogant.
But I get a lot of my inspiration from American sports, because I think they absolutely like kill it with their American content and the way they put themselves out there. Russell Wilson, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, does a lot of podcasts and things like that. He's got his own podcast, puts a lot of videos out there.
The bloke with the dreads?
No, he doesn't have dreads at the moment.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's where I got my inspiration from. I feel like I'm going to do it for like a long time because I really enjoy it. It's really relaxed and just enjoy talking to good people and having a bit of fun about it.
It's a good people.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're the best, eh? You're actually mad.
I'm on fire, aren't I?
Yeah, you're on fire.
Any other questions, boys? Or
Actually, I have one for both of you.
okay, here we go. This will be good.
Don't put me in the spot.
No, it's all good.
Who is the best player you've played with and would love to play with in the future? Or if you have to choose someone past, previous.
Played in the same team.
Yes.
Okay, best player I've played with. Geez, that's a tough question. Do I have to pick one or can I pick three?
You can pick three.
Okay, I'll pick three. Best players I've played with. I'll go.
I reckon guess them.
Okay, you guess them.
I reckon the Gallen.
Yep.
Graham.
No.
Oh,
Wade's up there.
Carney.
No.
New Zealand.
Ennis. We got four
I've
now. You
lost-
got four now.
I don't know four, but Mick's very tight. Like there's so many great players, and it's very hard to.
Okay.
I'll say him.
Yep.
Right. It's Paul Gallen.
Yep.
Luke Lewis
I should have guessed that.
and Simon Mannering.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Warriors. And there was a few really good Warriors. Like Manu Vadavai, mate, was an absolute freak.
Yeah, beast.
Freak of a player. You chuck even like Sean in there, Wade, Mick Ennis, Val. There's some absolute freaks. You, Tobes?
I've played most of my career in reserve grade, which there aren't too many like amazing players.
You've only really got 8 games to choose from.
That's what I mean. Oh, jeez.
All right, who is your favourite player in the competition?
Well, if we're going past and previous, it's not you. Stop tapping me. If we're going past and previous, like, trained with, it was definitely Sam Burgess when I was at South.
Yep.
He was, like, what he did in the field, playing 80 minutes, how big he was, like the work ethic he had. I remember one game I was watching, he had something like 20 carries in the first half, and I was just going, who is, like, how can he do this?
Phenomenal.
So, for me, like, it'd definitely be him. Other than that, yeah, like you said, I've got 8 blokes to pick from in first grade otherwise, so, yeah.
How about you, Blake?
Probably Paul Gallen, being a local junior.
Yeah.
Probably someone I really looked up to.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'll probably have to throw Jaden in there. It's pretty cool playing with him. And
Yeah, definitely.
hopefully, maybe one day play together again.
What position? He's both going to play hooker? Who's coming off the bench? Who's starting? Who's coming off the bench?
Who do you think's?
Who I think starting?
Yeah.
At the moment, only because he's
Taj.
injured you.
Thank
But
you.
otherwise, it'd be him.
Yeah, Taj coming through. So it looks like I'll be going to Newcastle in another few years
Yeah.
God.
because Taj's going to take my spot.
Grouse.
All right, boys, we'll wrap it up there. Just quickly, Tobe, any more news on the future yet? You sorted it or still ongoing?
Still ongoing. I love the club here, and obviously I want to stay, and hopefully that can happen.
Yeah, we'd love to keep you, Buzz.
So yeah, things are in the works.
See what happens. Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah.
All right, boys, Blayke, Tobes, thanks a lot for jumping on today, fellas. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Bye. Boys are loving the outro. See you